so good and reliable since I sorted out the whole of today. My arm is knackered. Ran it to the ground.
We had an anchorage in mind for tonight, which is Monday night, but when we got there it was quite rolly and really windy. We went through some pretty big weather.
We've got both sails out. They're doing little jumps.
If you like our videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can find us on Instagram at Sailing on the Breeze.
We're shooting the eye of the needle. How you feeling, Skipper? Yeah! So where do we park ethos when we're not in marinas? In lovely places like this. So here we're long lining, so we've got the ropes tied onto the rocks on the shore. At the front we've got our anchor, and then around us we're currently the only boat here, and we've got this lovely beach and gorgeous, gorgeous, clear turquoise water. It's magical. We've been using the Outboard so much at the moment, and it's been so good and reliable since I sorted out the moisture that was in the button. It's literally been unbelievable. So look, if I put it on start on the throttle lever, it doesn't need any choke. And watch this, nice light pull. Listen to that beauty. Doesn't miss a beat, and if you want to, she's got a little bit of poke.
Watch out!
We do have a lot to sail up coming into here, so I think what we'll do...
We had a slow start this morning because we wanted to go to this nice restaurant that we saw on Shinosia. I'll put the proper name in. Yeah, we wanted to have a nice lunch, so we had a bit of a late start, and we had an anchorage in mind for tonight, which is Monday night, but when we got there it was quite rolly and really windy. The wind was coming very fast off the cliffs, so we got in there and we quickly realised that we didn't want to stay there. It was already 5:30, which isn't ideal because the winds build so much out here, but we decided that it was going to be a very uncomfortable night and just to keep moving on to Eos, which was going to be our stop tomorrow night. So we carried on and we went through some pretty big weather. It went up to what knots?
I saw 46.
So it went up to 46 knots. The waves were big, but they weren't as big as we've seen before.
But
So
the most important thing is we got our new top boat speed
yeah,
of 9.8 knots.
9.8 knots, and
Which is tantalisingly close to 10. But
we had about, how much of the Genoa, like 3/4?
Yeah, probably three quarters, maybe a little bit more of the Genoa out.
And we were surfing waves, we were ripping along. So yeah, now we found a bay and we're hoping it's a bit quieter. If you can hear that, it sounds like it might not be.
That was about 42 knots there of wind.
But we have happy crew and we're glad about that.
We just had a lovely, well, not so lovely night sleep in a bay on Ios, and we're now heading up to the capital, which is also called Ios. But this is doing a good job in very changeable winds. So it's Tuesday today, and we're dropping off Chloe and Toby on Saturday. We're picking up my parents from Santorini, which we can see in the distance over there. We're not heading there just yet, we're just moving further around the island of Ios.
Through mud, a silent march till home, crying gun,
Yeah!
smoke lungs, gated parts, no fun. On and on, long.
Hey Skipper!
Hello.
So what are we doing?
We're currently goose winging all the way to Santorini.
That little island you can see there is Santorini. We've got both sails out, we're heading dead downwind, making 5.5 knots. How you feeling, Tobes?
Oh, never felt better.
How you feeling, Chlo?
Excited with the goose wing?
Yeah? Are you excited to see Santorini?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Em, you excited to see Santorini?
Yeah, I am actually really excited.
Tobes?
Oh, of course I am.
Me losing my way, 'cause last night I dreamt. Clapping curves, getting drunk.
So here is Santorini. Hey Skipper, what's your plan for Santorini?
We're gonna go out for a lovely dinner tonight. So, because we're leaving Chloe and Toby very early on Friday morning, so we're gonna go for a lovely dinner to celebrate what's been an amazing trip. And then we'll probably spend the day tomorrow exploring because we'll need to leave early the next night.
How you feeling, Tobes?
Had a lovely night.
Yeah, I know, I can see.
Up the whole way.
It's been at least 3 hours. Since I last saw
Hard sail, huh?
it. Hard sail for me.
Tough conditions out there.
And I woke up smiling.
There's not too many places to anchor in Santorini, so we're taking the mooring buoy over at this place called Captain John's. But this is up with the boat hook, and up with Toby, and they're going to try and take the buoy in a minute.
Keep me running away.
Video. Santorini is steep. We're going way up there.
I'll be by myself tonight.
What would you say to anyone wanting to come to Santorini?
Put your hands into the sky and touch the air that I'm
We've
breathing.
just walked up from down there,
Or turn my time into me.
down there, and we're maybe
I'll
going
be
to
by myself
be halfway.
tonight. So when I'm blind, please give me sight. I want us to get out of here. I want to run along the ice and test your fears. I'll throw a look and get you right.
So we're about to get a ride over to Santorini in this boat here. Nice. For free? For free, because the ferry never came. Apparently it only comes once a day.
So maybe one day you'll be mine. Then all the stars fall from the
just said goodbye to Chloe and Toby. Left them on the mainland, and we're over here on an island just off there outside Captain John's restaurant on one of the buoys there. It's a lovely little place over there, and this island is lovely and quiet, and all the tourists leave by 8 o'clock every evening, and all the restaurants even shut up at about 8 o'clock, and it gets really quiet. It's quite nice, but also the transport links are
Yeah, they're not very
not the best to the mainland. So there's 3 ferries a day.
To Owie.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of those.
There's
It's
3 a day there.
It's in the north of Santorini anyway, and it's beautiful. There's a really long, steep walk to the top from there, but it's lovely. And we were told there was a ferry this morning at 7:45.
Yeah.
So we got up early and got over to the ferry port to wait for it. 7:45 came, went, got to 8. We're like, okay, maybe it's a little bit late. 8:15. I was like, okay, surely it's gonna be here by 8:30. And then around 8:30, another ferry came to a different ferry port just further along, so we ran across to that. And unfortunately, that ferry only comes here and then stops and stays here and doesn't leave again until 12:30. So we were asking Captain John if there was any way to get to the mainland, and if he had any numbers for water taxis, private water taxis. And then he said, hang on, I think we're making a run over there to get some food or something, and later on anyway, and they gave us a lift across at 9:30.
Yeah,
really
so
nice.
we had a lovely, we went to explore Fira and had a lovely meal with Chloe and Toby, a farewell meal, and then stayed for some drinks, and then we left. But
Yeah.
we're back now. We did a long walk around the island. Also,
Yeah, so also some big news. Tomorrow we're going to do the biggest sail we've ever done. We're sailing from here down to Heraklion on Crete, and we think it's about 68 miles, maybe 70
Yeah.
nautical miles. So it's a big old sail.
we're leaving at 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, well, we really want to make sure we arrive in daylight.
Yeah.
And so we're leaving here in the dark. So we're going to leave at about, get up at 3, try and get off as soon as you can, probably realistically 3:30. Just,
Yeah.
there's a bit of faffing before we go, but yeah, about 3:30. And then sail/motor complete directly south to Heraklion.
We should be going across the wind the whole way.
Yeah, so we've got a rule: if we're going less than 4 knots, we're going to use the engine. Unless we've made good way
Yeah.
up until that point, then we don't mind going a little bit slower if we've made good progress already.
Yeah.
But the crux is we want to arrive in daylight, so that gives us until about 9:30 absolute latest. Ideally 9. 9:30 is really like the very final bit of sunlight, but 9 is better.
Yeah.
And it should be doable. It should be doable. Hopefully, and the wind looks strong enough to give us a good speed. So
Yeah.
we'll let you know.
Well, vlog the trip.